Okay, so can Perplexity Computer create videos? So I started off by just literally asking it, right? We're inside of Computer right here, inside of Perplexity's new product. And I basically said, hey, are you able to create videos? And it gives us a really nice explanation. Essentially, you can use Sora 2 and VO 3.1 to create either landscape or portrait 4 to 12-second videos. So that's not capable of creating any longer than that, but it does have some really good ideas for if you want full video production. For longer, more structured content, I can combine multiple tools. So generate images as scene frames, chain clips together into multiple sequences, and then generate voiceover narration from scripts right here. Will it actually create the voiceover? Not sure. Combine audio and video into a finished piece. So what this means for your channel. So boom. Okay. So what we're going to do here is let's start off by let's create a 8-second video clip using the best tool of your choice. I'm going to let it make its decision, and we'll see if it uses Sora or if it uses VO 3.1. The video should be a lion walking in the woods. That's it, right? And so I'm going to go push go, and we'll see what Computer inside of Perplexity actually can do for us right here. As you can see that when you have this computer going right here, that means that you're actually in the computer function of Perplexity. So generating an 8-second video clip right here, it did choose Sora over VO. So it's using Sora 2, a majestic male lion. So it also included it automatically made a way better prompt because it kind of needs a prompt. So it's going to take our very generic prompt, a lion walking in the woods, and it came up with this, a majestic male lion with a full golden mane, walks slowly and deliberately through a sunlit forest, dappled lights filtered through the canopy of tall trees. So photorealistic, natural lighting, 4K quality. All right, so we will see, we'll be right back. And one thing to mention about Computer, which is so cool, is that it just automates. You just tell it what to do, and then it picks the tool of choice. You can tell it what tool you want, but no longer, you don't even have to come down here and select what tool to use or anything like that. Computer just automatically, it's like an auto agent that basically will come up with an automation, a task, choose the right large language model, and it will go to work and create your task and do your task for you. We'll be right back. It does look like it's fixing to be done. One thing that we didn't do is also tell it what size of video. We didn't specify the 9:6 or anything like that. So it looked like it creates it. You have to specify, but in this case, it made a landscape video. And if you want a portrait video, right, so you can upload to TikTok or something like that, you would need to specify that. So let's go and take a look at, here's the download button. We could download this video. Let's go see what it looks like. And note, there's actually sound. So I'm going to turn the sound on. I'm going to turn it down. It's pretty loud. That might be because I have that turned up a little bit. So we'll turn this down quite a bit, and we will go and push play on the video that it just created. That actually created a pretty killer video right there. That is amazing. Created an 8-second video, and look at 8 seconds. It literally created the 8-second video exactly like we told it to, which is super cool. Now, if we wanted this to be portrait, like I said, you would just need to tell it portrait. So now what I want to do is piece something together. I want to actually go with like this right here. And I'm going to go like this. I'm going to say, okay, cool. Now let's create a 2-minute landscape video with the suggestions you made here. Do a combo of still images with fancy zooms and animations, as well as short video clips 4 to 12 seconds long. The video topic is lions in the woods. And that's it. I don't know if we needed to place the prompt there or anything, but that's all we're giving it, because it's going to be smart enough, is what I'm assuming, to write a script if it needs to, right? Because it already took it. Basically, it's like your co-pilot, right? It takes just this little idea that we're giving it, there's a little bit of information, and then it goes out and finds the best process for what it needs to get the job done. So I'm going to go ahead and push go here, and it's going to go and start thinking for us. And it's telling us, hey, the user wants a 2-minute landscape video, and all stitched together with FFmpeg format, 2 minutes, 120 seconds. I need to create a mix of AI generated images with Ken Burns effects, right? I didn't know that it was called Ken Burns effect. Now I've heard of that before, but I didn't off the top of my head know to put that, but it's that smart. So it decided to do that for us, and a voiceover. So I'm not really sure where the voiceover is coming from, if this hooks up to any kind of voice or anything like that, but let's go. And it's going to go and start firing away, and the full sequence wraps up with a lion roaring and so forth. So it's going to go and start creating. So it actually creates this for us. We can go and take a look at all the things that it wants to do. The 2-minute production will require generating multiple AI video clips and images plus voiceover narration. So it's going to create a script and a voiceover narration. Really cool. I'm not going to tell it what kind of voice or anything like that. We'll just trust that it's going to create a good one. All stitched together with transitions. This will use a significant amount of credits. Want me to go ahead? I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, let's use our credits up. I'm going to say generate, and now computer is going to go out there, and now it's going to plan the full production of our video right here, 240 to 270 words for 120 seconds of speech, generate voiceover, measure duration, plan visuals effects. This will be absolutely mind-blowing if it actually can do this. So it has the voiceover. Now we could specify that we don't want a voiceover. As you test this out and stuff, you're going to realize in your production and your workflow what you actually need. And maybe you don't need a voiceover. Maybe you're going to outsource that and you're going to voice over later on or something like that, right? And so you would just come up with a better prompt, but this is just firing away and letting computer take a hold to come up with, and now it's mapped out. Every second is planned for what it wants to do. And now it's going to go ahead and start generating our documentary style voiceover. And then it's going to go have to create all these videos and everything for us. Now imagine being able to create this as a task, an automated task where it would create this video, create a new video based on a list you give it, one per day. So it's working in the background. So you come to your office and work, and the video is already created for you, and you didn't have to outsource it to somebody to go out there and run AI tools to do this. AI would just be working for you on a schedule in the background. Now, Perplexity, from what I'm understanding, is able to do that because in my video yesterday, I actually showed you how to create tasks and scheduled tasks using the tool as well. So really cool stuff. This is probably going to take 5 to 10 minutes. So we'll come back when this is ready. So that's what it looks like. It's created the voiceover at 2 minutes and 11 seconds. And now it's going to go and start forming clips. Now you can see it's done all this work and research, and very important sentence right here. Voiceover is 131 seconds. Now I'll generate all 8 scene images and 7 video clips in parallel to cover the full runtime. And so it's creating each one of those, and it actually looks like it's firing away. It's using Nano Banana for the images right here, which is great. One of the best AI image models out there. So Nano Banana is creating all those images for us. Once it's done with the images, then it will go and start creating the videos for us. And this is what it looks like. You can see the images are actually starting to appear right here, right in front of us. And there's all the images right there. Really cool. And now it's going to move on to the 7 video clips right here in parallel. So meaning it's going to start creating all of them at the same time. And we'll be right back. I'll show you that in just a sec. And it chose Sora 2. If we wanted to use a different model, we would just specify that at the very, very beginning, and we would tell it what model we want it to use. And now you can see lion drinking from forest stream. It's creating that a video right there for us. It is creating all these videos at the same time. Okay, so you can see the videos are now generating. Some of them have already populated right here. You can see them, and it's finishing up. What I really like about this process is that it decided what the best efficient process would be. It decided that for us. We didn't have to think like what would make sense. Should we create the script first? And then should we try to create the images all at once and then create the videos? Like, we didn't have to think about that, because if you have 10 people that decide to do this and they had to come up with the process themselves, they probably would come up with 10 different ways to do this. But AI used what felt was the most efficient way to do this. And here we are. It created all the videos right here. Now it is thinking, and now it needs to, the next step is pretty much it's going to trying to piece everything together. It's going to have to put everything together, and we'll come right back. So we had our first error. It had one video that it had a hard time with, and it timed out. But it recognizes that. It says it's going to retry to generate it. The lion paw clip timed out. I can retry it with a longer timeout, or I can just skip it and use an image. Given that I have 6 videos and 8 images, that gives me, boom, that's a bit short. Let me re-clip, boom, boom, boom. So it actually took an easier way out. It just created a new image and got rid of one of the videos. And that's actually what I would want to do, is kind of make it faster, make it easier, take the easier way out. And let's go. 6 of 7 videos are generated. Now applying Ken Burns zoom and pan effects to all 8 images in parallel with a retry on the timed out clip. So it is going to go ahead and try to create that clip. It probably will be fine because it's creating. Now you can see what some of the limitations are, but I mean, let's focus on how powerful this is, right? You would have to go to all these different tools and use multiple large language models like Claude to write the script, and you'd have to log in and use Sora to create the videos, and you had to patch them all together and everything. This would take forever, right? This is about a 10-minute process. So this is doing a lot of things in the background. So we need to appreciate that, but we have met kind of a little bit of a, that's why I went with 2 minutes. That's why I didn't start off with a 5 or 10-minute video. I think that would be really, really hard for the AI to actually do. Maybe it would have to split it up into different chunks, but I think a 2-minute clip for this kind of process is probably, where we're at right now with AI to completely hands off, do all this work for us. Still very impressive. It's still working on this. We'll come right back. Okay, so we got all 8 Ken Burns clips generated. Now I need to check all clip durations and plan the stitch. Let me check durations of clips, then stitch with crossfade transitions. Important to note, now it's creating a Python script in order to merge all these, stitch all these together. So it's actually using Python code and has to create its own little piece of scripting or software in order to do this part right here. So writing to stitch.py. Okay, so I went ahead and stopped the process because it just kept having hiccups. I said, let's actually not include any audio or voiceover at all. Let's just stitch together the video with no audio. This should be much easier. Now computer is saying good call. Let me check the clips formats first to make sure they're compatible, then stitch them cleanly. Let's see if it can do this for us. Okay, so it's saying that it's stitched together, 137-second video at 1080p, right on target. Let me share it. It stitched all these videos and images together. Okay, so let's go take a look. Here's your 2-minute, 17-second Lions in the Woods video, no audio, 1080p landscape. Here's what went into it. A ton of stuff went into it. And I'm going to go ahead and just actually download this so I can show you what it looks like to download the video. And then we'll open it up and watch it. So here is our video. This is pretty dang cool. Imagine having a voiceover and some music. Here's the still image. It's shaking right now. There's the lion in the woods with these 2 giant trees. Very a lot of depth and 3D. Then you have the lion right over here. You can literally create amazing documentary style videos like this. You could tell stories about, I mean, this is really, really good, guys. I'm very impressed with this. What do you guys think? Leave comments below if you made it this far. I feel like this, like no one else has created content like this using Perplexity's computer and showing how to actually piece together a really cool. Now, I don't really know if I like the shaking. I would probably more specifically say just do a zoom out, and no, I don't like the shaking. So I would find some better, I really don't like the shaking of the images. I would need to modify that and make sure that I would test out some different, you know what I mean? Like different animations that I like, maybe even go into your favorite editing software, find some of the, like this one right here, I like the shifting from left to right, but not the shaking part. So I would turn that part off. But I love how it goes to the images and it comes back to it's doing a nice job going between video footage versus image, and it's zooming in and so forth. Like I said, the only thing that I notice is the shaking. I don't like. Other than that, I'm actually thoroughly impressed with this video that it actually came up with. And here's the lion walking off into the sunset right there. And then you have another massive male lion right there and so forth. So it literally created that amazing video for us. Now, if we can figure out the voiceover and all that stuff, fine tune the effects for the images, you could actually get this to produce one video for you per day. And then you could actually go and upload this and perhaps build a YouTube channel on almost full autopilot. Now, I don't know, with connectors, we could possibly hook this up to YouTube. I'm going to come over here. Now, there is some YouTube. There's YouTube data and analytics, but I don't think that we'd be able to hook that up to where it would automatically publish for us. Maybe that's another thing I can look into, but certainly you'd have your video production completely on autopilot. You could set this up as a task and it would run. You would give it a list of your YouTube titles and keywords and all that kind of stuff. So what do you guys think? Leave a comment below. Very, very impressive that you can use Perplexity's computer to completely come up with a full-blown automated system to create some amazing AI videos for you. So hopefully that answered your question. Yes, absolutely 100%. Perplexity's computer can create, not only can it create videos, but it can create amazing multi-step, multi-researched videos. Thanks for joining me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and like button, and I will see you in the next video.